Everyone, it's Rusty Dan here, and I know we're in another different place. This is my room, in case you can't tell from the nerdy paraphernalia in the background. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite physical PlayStation 4 games, like ones that come with box versions. Well, ones that I have box versions of, I should say. I'm also going to do favorite digital PS4 games, and I can show gameplay of that one, which is super exciting because I'm learning how to use the Share Factory app on there. Also, I'm not looking at you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm completely ignoring. I'm like looking over here, like talking to this person that doesn't exist. Um, and yeah. Anyway, yeah. I don't know why I'm like super nervous to be in front of the camera now. That's probably because I spent so much time not in front of the camera lately that you guys are making me kind of nervous. So anyway, without further ado, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 games here I'm going to be talking about today. And these aren't in any particular order. I'm not being like number 1, number 10, number blah, blah, blah. These are just, I found them in my wall of games that I might show you one day if my room doesn't look completely disgusting, because my room looks perfectly fine from this angle. But if I lowered the camera like a little down this way, it would look kind of scary. So the first one I have in my little pile here is Digimon Story Cybersleuth. And this game is pretty much just like an old school turn-based monster collecting RPG, and it's fan-friggin-tastic. It's also all the characters are designed by the person that makes the designs for Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor games. So in case you're like, oh, that looks like focus. There we go. If you're wondering, like, oh, it kind of looks like Devil Survivor, that's why. It's literally the same art designer. It's super fun. I'm gonna be saying that for like every game. Oh, it's super fun. I highly recommend it. You know, the cookie cutter thing that YouTubers say about their favorite things. It's really fun. I really enjoyed it. I liked it better than a lot of Digimon games that I played, to be completely honest. Like, I played the new one that's out on the PS4. I don't remember what it's called. Digimon World Next Order or something like that, and I just didn't like it at all. I thought it was awful. And this one was really fun because it's just like a regular turn-based Digimon game, and I've never really played a Digimon game before, other than itchy nose. I think I played a couple of DS ones, and I liked those ones, but other than that, I haven't really played a whole lot of them. And so I really enjoyed the fact that it's like an old school type of Digimon game, and the music's really cool. And the only complaint I have for it is that its difficulty curve is a little odd. Like, you'll go from fighting Digimon that you can like kill in one hit to a boss fight that he kills you in one hit. And I'm like, that's a bit of a jump. But yeah, the story is really cool. You can be a boy or girl if you want, and both of them look really cool. But apparently the girl has like the typical like run, if you know what I mean. If you understand what I mean, we can be friends. Yeah, I recommend getting it. It's kind of hard to find now, actually, which is surprising. And you can only get it on either the PS4 or the PS Vita. It's not on like the Xbox or the Wii U or anything. So if you do want it, then you have to get it for these. I think almost all of these are Gen exclusive or console exclusive, or one of them might not be, or two. Two of them aren't exclusives, but I have them on the PS4 because I don't have an Xbox One. Because in my opinion, Xbox One is an overglorified cable box, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So the next one that I have is one that no one else seems to agree with me on, which makes me sad because it's an online game, and it is Battleborn. Not Overwatch. No, I am horrible at Overwatch, and I do not like it. I think it's kind of expensive for just an online-only game. And I don't mean that like, oh, you can only play online. I think it's dumb. I just think it's dumb that there's only kind of technically one mode that you can play, and I just didn't like it. I really, really, really like Battleborn, though. It is so much fun, especially to play with other people, like on your TV and stuff like that. You can play with like a bunch of different characters, and the one thing I like, well, not the one thing, one of the many things I like about Battleborn is, compared to Overwatch, which the games aren't really very much the same, and I don't know why everyone always compares them like, oh, it's just like an Overwatch ripoff. Not really. It's kind of its own thing. It's from the makers of Borderlands, so if you ever played Borderlands before, it's not much different. It's pretty similar in a good way. It has like its same type of humor and stuff like that. What I really like about Battleborn is it rewards you for using characters, unlike Overwatch, where if you die using my character, like, that's okay, just like pick another one if you want, and you can like swap characters like every 5 seconds in that game. This one, whenever you do, there's like a campaign mode and it has like missions you can play and stuff like that. It's kind of like Halo. It's almost set up exactly like Halo. If you've ever played Halo with the story mode, which I don't think anybody ever did except for my sister and I, which is odd because it was really fun for its time anyway. I don't find it aged very well. Anyway, lose my train of thought. Also, my hair is like super red today. Or it doesn't look as red on the camera, but it does in... I'm babbling here. Sorry. Hashtag ADD to the max. Anyway, I don't know why I keep saying that and cutting myself off. It rewards you for using characters continuously. So I use this girl right here. The one with the cool floaty swords. Her name's Phoebe. She's awesome. Another cool thing is not everybody uses a gun, unless they use like weapons like swords or hammers and stuff like that. Every time you beat like a campaign or you do a mission or you complete a challenge and stuff like that, you get XP for your character. And you have like a little gauge that fills up and you get ranks for them and stuff like that. And each time you do, you unlock something for them. Like you can unlock a new skin for them or new taunt, or the best one, you can unlock essentially new skills, which is really cool. So it does reward you for being good with the characters, unlike Overwatch doesn't. Not that I know it. Not that I knew that it did anyway. I didn't play for very long without selling it, which I know there's a lot of people out there that's like, oh, why would you do that? And I'm like, because I'm not good at it. I died like every 5 seconds. It was like playing... what else did I play that was online that was horrible at? I don't remember. It was another shooter game. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought Overwatch was kind of frustratingly difficult, and there was just a lot of people. There was like a lot of overhyped people on there, like, "Oh yeah, like you're so terrible and blah blah blah. Like I'm amazing. Like everyone should be amazing at this game because it's so easy and fantastic, and it should be like game of the year and like game of every year. And like I'm just gonna be like talking about Overwatch like every 5 seconds, and I'm just gonna go insane for Overwatch." And I'm like, y'all just need to just take a chill pill or 7,000. My gosh. Anyway, it's really fun. It's insanely cheap. Like I got mine for I think like $17 for a used one, which is a little sad. It definitely came out at the wrong time. It came out the same week Overwatch did, but apparently they already announced that it was going to be released before Overwatch declared their date of release. It was something like that. It was something like one of them already had plans to do it, and the other one was too stubborn. Or I think it was 2K that was like, no, like it'll be fine. We'll just release it on the same day that we were already saying we were going to. It's okay. And then it ended up like flopping. People that did buy it liked it. Like not a lot of people are complaining about it. It's just not a lot of people are playing it. So if you are going to play it, I recommend playing it with friends. It's kind of hard to play by yourself. It's not unbeatable to play by yourself, but it's definitely difficult to play by yourself. And another thing is make sure you're playing on a very big TV. I might do some video capture for it someday. I might actually do a series on it sometime with my sister because we don't mind playing it together. But you'll know what I mean whenever I mean the split screen's not very good if you're playing with a small television. You'll know what I mean in a while. We'll just leave it at that. All right, so the next one is also kind of a strange one that a lot of people probably don't know about. And it is Danganronpa 1-2 Reload. And that is exactly how you word this game. It's basically, I don't know if you can actually see what's on here. I'll put it up closer. Ooh, man. The glare on this thing is crazy. I keep my boxes too shiny, apparently. It's a visual novel. It's 2 visual novel games that were on the PS Vita, and they remastered them for the PlayStation 4. If you've ever played... I'm trying to think. Oh, if you ever played like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on the DS or the 3DS, or if you've ever played like any kind of visual novel game where it's more like a story than like platforming or action or anything, that's pretty much what it is. And it has a really, really, really interesting / mind-blowing story to it. I'm not going to go too much further into it because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't played it or doesn't know anything about it and is like, that was kind of interesting. But yeah, it comes with 2 games. There's a 3rd game coming out in like September, I think, too, for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. And they're very, very, very good. I love these games so much. I don't know if I like them more than Phoenix Wright. They're very similar, but I do put it quite up there. It's pretty amazing. It also has like English voice acting and Japanese voice acting, so if you don't like one or the other, you can choose whichever one you want for both games. and it has like trophies. And I think the old one did anyway. Anyway, you get the point. It's pretty lengthy too. Like I think the first game took me like 15 hours, which is pretty long for like a story game or a visual novel. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, no, it depends on how long you take to like read and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's a little gory, so if you're in it, it also has some sexual themes in it. So if you're not into that sort of stuff, then you might not like it. There's a lot of blood in it. But they weirdly color all the blood pink. I don't know if there's a picture back here that shows it. Darn, there's not. Yeah, they color all the blood like this color here, this pink in the background. Also, my fingernails are gross. Sorry. Ooh, I forgot about that. Embarrassing. Anyway, hopefully you don't hate me because I have disgusting fingernails. I totally... Oh, shoot. Stop showing them, Rusty. Stop it. Oh, no. How am I going to pick out the boxes now without you seeing my fingernails? Anyway. Now I'm getting sweaty. You didn't need to know that. The next one I'm going to show is a racing game. It's Wipeout Omega Collection. And if you ever played F-Zero, it is almost 98% the exact same game, which is not a problem because Nintendo doesn't seem to like making F-Zero games anymore, and I don't know why, because everyone loves them. I haven't personally played any of them just because I just didn't really know what they were until like a couple of years ago. But it seems like it has a very big like cult following for it. So I don't know why, like, Nintendo, get on that. Like, the Switch would be a perfect console for an F-Zero game. Like, y'all are good at making money, but you're not good at... No, you're good at getting money, but you're not good at making money. There's a difference. Anyway, no hate for Nintendo. They're just kind of weird sometimes. Yeah, this is literally just a racing game. It's insanely fast, and you can smash into walls a lot and die. But if you don't smash into walls a lot and don't die a lot, then it's super fun. It has 2-player split screen. There's like, how many tracks is there? There's 26 tracks, 46 ships, and 9 different modes. It also has like really cool dubstep music, and you can like have a playlist and change the songs whenever you want and stuff like that. And they remastered all the tracks from the old games. Not that I've played any of them, but they look really nice. And it's 60 frames per second, so it's glorious. And yeah, it's just some mindless, speedy fun. I think it's cheap too. It has like 3 games in it, or technically 3 games in it. I think it has like the first game, the Vita game, and then I think there was another Vita game. I have no idea. I like it. It's fun just to like go into a gamer's zen playing it. There's a few modes that allow you to do that. I think there's one called Zone Mode, and if you know what I'm talking about with that, you know what I mean. That it's just like it makes you feel like you're on all the drugs, but all the good ones. Don't do drugs, kids, please. Unless your parents say it's okay, then questionable. But you know, their parents, whatever. That makes no sense, Rusty. Why would you say that? I don't know. Well, also, why am I talking to myself? Why am I looking at different parts of my room, expecting someone to be there? I have no idea. So many questions, not enough answers. The next one, I don't know why I have it in here, because my brain was like, well, it is a good game. You're just not very good at it. And that is Dark Souls 3. Wow. I suck at this game. Like, literally, the literal worst. That's not entirely true. I did watch those teens play it on the React YouTube channel. That channel makes me feel good about myself whenever I watch people playing games and they're all like awful at them, and I'm like, I can actually play this game. That makes me feel pretty nice. Yeah, this game isn't mind-blowingly difficult, but it does reward you for practicing. Practice makes perfect in that game. That is like the golden rule, and timing is everything. Those 2 rules are, and slow and steady, I suppose. I guess there's 3 rules, maybe 4, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not doing it right, because I know people that are just like, yeah, I finished that in like a week, and I'm like, I'm not even past like the 2nd area, and I've had it for like a year. That's insane. Also, tell me all your secrets. / are you doing any performance enhancing drugs to beat this game? Because I don't believe you. I call shenanigans. Not really, I'm joking. Kind of. It is really good though. I have to hand it to them. They constructed a fairly well-made game series. Even like the other, how many is there? There's Demon Souls, kind of, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and then Bloodborne. Yeah, I guess there's 5, I suppose. unless you count that new weird vampire game that's coming out that looks like the anime Dark Souls, or everyone's calling them, it's anime zones? No, anime souls. Every time I'm in front of you guys, I don't know how to make words anymore. You make me nervous. Stop it. I'm joking. Well, I'm half joking. Anyway, whatever. I hope you find I'm hilarious, because sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, am I even making any sense? I don't even know anymore. And people are like, oh, you're so cute. You're so funny. I'm like, really? Because I feel like I'm going to pass out here, like sweating like a hooker in church. It's also like 30 degrees outside, so that's probably why. Anyway. Also, this shirt is blue, not white, in case you're wondering what color this is. It's like a teal color. Why am I talking about my shirt? I was talking about Dark Souls 3, dang it. Anyway, one neat thing about this game is you can play it cooperatively with other people online, which is nice. I think you can have 3 other people come and help you, like friends. Not like they did in the old games, where it's like, oh, they can help you, but they can also murder you. So that's fun. I mean, they can still do that, but you can also have friends come and help you. So yeah, I recommend this game only if you are willing to cry tears of frustration every now and again and threaten to throw a controller at a wall every now and again. I haven't done either of those yet, but I have uttered a few sentences that were not exactly positive, to say the least. Anyway, still pretty good though. All right, the next one is one that I'm pretty excited that I have, and it is Persona 5, and it comes in a fancy box. Oh, I guess that's a see-through one, so that didn't make a huge difference. But yeah, I can open it up and show you what it looks like altogether. Ew. And it's colored on the other side. It's so neat, and it's a steel box too. This game is fantastic. Like, I would say this is probably like a 10 out of 10 game. A lot of people would instantly say it's 10 out of 10 game. There's a few things I'm like, I wouldn't have said yes to that development decision, but it's not my choice. It's the same as, sorry, I was having a brain fart there. If you watch my favorite 3DS videos, I have a game called Shin Megami Tensei 4 on there. This is a spin-off. This series is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, so it's pretty much the same. There's a few differences, like it's also a life simulator as well, where you can like go to school and hang out with your friends and stuff like that. And it's also a part visual novel, but all the Shin Megami Tensei games pretty much are. And it's, oh my god, it's amazing. The last Persona game they had was Persona 4, obviously, because 4 comes before 5. I don't know why I had to tell you that. Apparently I don't know. What is wrong with me today? Sorry. It's getting hot in here. Lordy. The last one was Persona 4, and that came out in, I think, like 2006. It's been literally 10 years since the last Persona. I mean, they made a lot of spin-offs of Persona 4, which I'm not complaining about, but it's been 10 years since a main numbered Persona title has been out. And as much as I love Persona 5 for like its characters and its music and its battle system and its story and everything, I do still like Persona 4 more. Call me a little biased, but it was the first one that I played, and Yosuke is bae. Well, I'll just put it that way. If you know what I mean, we can also be good friends. But yeah, it's basically just if you didn't watch my 3DS videos, then you're not really going to know what I'm talking about, so I'll explain it now then. Persona is basically like an M-rated Pokemon game. You have monsters, and you exploit your enemy's weaknesses, and if you exploit their weaknesses, your character gets an extra turn, and then it can attack again. And you can use that to your advantage, because if every enemy is weak, let's say a lightning skill, and every enemy is weak against lightning, and you strike every single enemy once, you can get an extra turn from striking each one of those enemies. Unfortunately, your enemies can also do the same thing. So if your ally is weak against ice and someone uses an ice attack against them, they can get an extra turn. So it's a really interesting combat system that no one else seems to do, which is great because it works really well for them. I think the only one that I think may have something like that might be the Legend of Heroes series. It's on the PlayStation consoles, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember. But yeah, if you're a fan of Pokemon and you want something a little edgier than, Pokemon, although Pokemon is slightly disturbing every now and again, this game is definitely right up your alley, no pun intended, because it takes place in like the gritty spots of Tokyo. Also, it's very Japanese, so if you're not like an otaku or not interested in like otaku culture or Japanese culture or anything, you might think it's a little boring, but I recommend it, and I would tell you give it a chance. Give it a shot anyway. I wish there was a demo for it. There might be a demo for it. I don't think there is though. But yeah, it's really good. Anything made by Atlas, these guys here, anything made by Atlas is like guaranteed to be really good. Yes, a lot of the games are a little more expensive than other ones, but to be completely honest and completely fair, Atlas games usually don't just come with the game. It usually comes with like 17,000 stickers, a poster, an art book, and a CD, and all that fun stuff. Sometimes figures, inflatables, all that fun stuff. And, you know, it's the little things that count. And I'm like, well, some of the stuff is actually kind of expensive in like stores. So it's kind of nice that they throw it in there for like only a tiny bit more. Even their 3DS games come with stuff like CDs and posters and stuff like that. So, you know, no, not a lot of other companies do that, so you got to give them props for that at least. And the last one I'm going to talk about is one that y'all should probably already know that I love because I've been talking about it and playing it and like fangasming over it. Is Final Fantasy 12. I don't know if you could hear me from that. I'll say it again. Final Fantasy 12 because I blocked my mouth with the cover. I don't know how to make words anymore. That's unfortunate. It's been a long day. This game is one of my absolute favorite games, period. Not just in Final Fantasy, like ever in the entire universe. Well, that's not true. My most entire favorite game is Paper Mario, like the OG N64 one, but I'll talk about that in another video. This was my first Final Fantasy that I ever played, and I don't know if it's just nostalgia or because of what was going on in my life whenever I got this, but I just played the bejeebus out of it. I never finished it because it started getting really hard and I was young and younger and I was like, I'm not good at games, not these kinds anyway. So I kind of stopped playing a couple of years back, but I am so ready to just jump into this game and like explore every little bit in detail and everything. It has fully remastered music, it has fully remastered graphics. You can have the Japanese voice acting if you don't want the English voice acting, but I highly recommend using the English voice acting because it's fantastic. It's great. The voice actors they picked for the main characters all have a lot of theatrical experience, so they're all very well trained to emote, I guess. But yeah, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much I love this game. It's so good. Sorry. Kind of screamed at the phone there. But anyway. Yeah. So, those are my favorite PlayStation 4 games that I have boxes for anyway. That's a lot of them. I didn't show like all of them, but so we'd be here till doomsday if I did that. But yeah, that's going to be my video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to share this with your friends because I know a lot of people are never really sure. Like a lot of people are like, I want a gaming console, but I don't know what games to get. So a lot of people usually kind of stave off from buying them and just stick with like PC and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fine, but you know, there's so many games that are exclusive to certain consoles that I always feel, it always makes me sad when people are like, oh, I'm just like a PC gamer. And I'm like, yeah, but like, this is a PlayStation 4 console exclusive. 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 They're all PlayStation 4 console exclusive. Actually, wait, you can get this on the PS3. I totally forgot about that. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same. I don't think it looks any different. I think it looks pretty much the same, which is completely fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know I'm repeating myself now because it's been that kind of day. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching again. I really appreciate it. I would not be doing this if it wasn't for you guys, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. All right, I'll see you later.